we are entering severe weather season, but I want you to think back for a moment to a week and a half ago, the 16th. It was the last really beautiful day we had here in Western New York. You might remember on that Sunday we got up to 86 degrees. Crazy, right? But that quickly changed at night. The temperature dropped some 40 degrees in just about 4 hours' time. Wind gusts of 59 miles an hour. Add on top of that, we had about a ½ inch of rain in a very short period of time. Thunder, lightning, power outages. You might remember part of the roof at St. Amelia School in Tonawanda actually blew off. This is just one example of what a severe spring weather system can look like in our region. Governor Kathy Hochul has declared this week Severe Weather Awareness Week. And our Storm Team 2 meteorologists and also their colleagues across the state are taking this time to urge viewers to make sure that you know how to protect yourself as storms arrive this time of year. So Elise is back with me, and we're also joined by Mike Fries, warning coordination meteorologist with the local National Weather Service. Appreciate you coming in.
Of course.
So I wonder if you can put into context here the term severe weather and what it means here versus what it means other places. When I was looking just through video and stuff today, you think tornadoes out west and that sort of thing. But what's the focus here?
Right. Well, typically in our part of the country, our severe weather season is a little later than most of the part of the country that you would typically think of as the severe weather prone part of the country, being the Midwest, the Plain states, where springtime really is their peak. Ours is typically later in the summer, once especially Lake Erie and Lake Ontario get warmer. You get thunderstorms closer to the lakes. But beyond that, our biggest threat is severe wind, and that's basically wind over 58 miles an hour here. Also, hail 1 inch or greater, and New York sees a couple of tornadoes a year across the entire state. Last year in our area, it was sort of a bumper crop of tornadoes in a way, where we had 2 in Genesee and Wyoming counties, but typically we don't see a lot of that here.
At least you and I were talking as we were preparing for this segment about this sort of relatively new addition to the terminology that we get from Mike and the folks at the National Weather Service, right?
Yeah, and it was added about a year or two ago, right? It's that severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage tag to it. What would it take to get one of those here? What is the importance of having a severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage tag? And what does that mean for people when they get one of those?
So like I mentioned, we issue severe thunderstorm warnings when we expect winds of greater than 58 miles an hour or hail of 1 inch in diameter or greater. When we put the considerable tag on is when we expect wind gusts over 70 miles an hour or hail of golf ball size or greater. We also have the option to put on a destructive tag, which is when we expect winds over 80 miles an hour or hail of baseball size or greater. Those tags also will activate the wireless emergency alerts on your wireless handsets. If you allow them on your handset as well.
It's kind of about just getting people's attention that, like, hey, this isn't your typical severe thunderstorm warning, right? This is something maybe pay a little more attention to.
Right.
I wonder, as we look at how our climate is changing, right, and all this focus on the warming planet, how is that factoring into, if at all, what does the data tell you in terms of how that's changing our severe weather seasons for the spring and summer?
I mean, as a whole, we are seeing a sort of a slow trend toward more severe weather in the country as a whole. It's really, really difficult to pin down any particular severe event to a change in the climate whatsoever. So it's really a long-term trend that we're noticing more than anything.
Elise?
Yeah, and finally, I don't know how much time we have left here.
We got about a minute left.
Great. So this week, it's Severe Weather Awareness Week. We'd like to remind people as well, we have something on our website about your Storm Spotter training program. Can you give us some updates on that? What can people expect if they attend one of your classes?
Right. So all the information that we have is on weather.gov/buff, but we still have in-person training sessions available in Orleans County, in the city of Buffalo, and in Cattaraugus County, as well as one online session next week as well, that you can sit in the comfort of your own home, sit on a go-to meeting and go ahead and watch it from your own home. Get all the same information you would in person, and all the safety tips and the severe weather spotting tips that can help us issue better warnings basically for the entire area.
Yeah, we have this week designated for a reason, right? Just to get people's attention, have them think of their plan and what they need to do, right?
Right.
All right. Mike, did I mispronounce your name?
Nope.
Fries.
I thought so. I was thinking the whole segment. Oh God, did I mess up his name? Mike Fries, warning coordination meteorologist with the local National Weather Service office. Thanks for coming back in. We talked about this last year. We should do it every year because it's important.
Right.
Yep,
No problem. Thank you.
We also want to remind you about the 2 on Your Side mobile app, where we share the latest severe weather alerts from the National Weather Service. You can also see live radar. Good time of year to make sure you have that downloaded.